The Montana sky had been a bruised violet when I kissed the cold earth above my father's casket, pine needles sticking to my palms like accusations, the wind carrying the scent of sap and finality. Through the cemetery gates. 21 hours later, I crossed the Colorado state line at 4:47 a.m., headlights carving tunnels through darkness thick as molasses, radio off because every song felt like a betrayal to the silence Dad deserved. I'd left Lily with her best friend Ava, promising I'd be back before the cattle noticed I was gone, promising I'd bring Grandpa's old pocket watch so she could wind it the way he taught her. The Caldwell Legacy Ranch rose out of the foothills like a memory I wasn't ready to face. Barn roofs sagging under decades of honest snow, cedar fence posts, blackened by sun and storm. The same posts my granddad Nathan Caldwell set with a post-hole digger and a stubborn mule named Daisy back when Eisenhower was still president and the word subdivision. Inside my fence line, laser levels blinking red across cedar older than their mortgages, clipboards flapping like vulture wings in the dawn breeze. A 4-foot auction banner screamed in bold crimson, Elmwood Estates, 50-acre premier parcel, absolute sale Saturday 9 a.m. NO Reserve, staked so deep into my soil it might as well have been a grave marker. The taller appraiser didn't even glance up when my boots hit the ground. Sir, pre-auction valuation, authorized by Elmwood Heights Community Authority, please maintain distance. Authorized? My laugh cracked the morning. Vanessa Harlow, Elmwood Heights HOA president, unfolded from the driver's seat like a switchblade in Lululemon, diamond earrings flashing warning flares, phone already to her ear. Yes, officer. Trespasser on our common area, send units now. Her voice could curdle milk at 50 paces. I smelled her perfume before I saw her face, something expensive and angry, like crushed orchids and entitlement. Deputy Lena Ruiz arrived minutes later, cruiser lights painting the barn red and blue, her face a map of confusion and pity. Lena's daughter Mia and Lily share a locker at Ridgeview. Hi. We've swapped casserole recipes at PDA nights, laughed over burnt brownies and teenage drama. She took Vanessa's folder, thick as a phone book, pages stamped, notice of property forfeiture. I pulled my own folder from the truck, county tax receipts since 1967, Granddad's handwritten survey notes in fountain pen ink faded to sepia, the deed that says Caldwell in proud block letters. Lena's eyes flicked between us, radio crackling like bacon in a skillet. This looks civil, not criminal. No arrest without warrant. Vanessa's smile could freeze a branding iron. The auction. Proceeds Saturday, officer. Delays cost thousands. I noticed then, the banner wasn't just near my fence, it was inside it, planted in soil where Lily buried her first calf buttercup after a hard birth, where Grace taught her to whistle with a blade of grass the summer before the cancer spread to her bones. The stake had pierced the exact spot where Grace's shadow used to fall when she leaned against the post to watch the sunset, her laughter mixing with the cicadas. I took one step toward it, and Vanessa's voice sliced the air. Touch that sign, and I'll have you in cuffs for vandalism. Her eyes the same storm gray as her mother's when she was scared but pretending not to be. I swallowed the urge to rip the sign out like a tumor, because the last thing my daughter needed was her dad. In jail the week she lost her grandpa. The assessors kept measuring, lasers blinking like heart monitors, their shoes leaving prints in frost that melted into tiny graves. I smelled diesel from their truck, mixed with the sweet hay scent of my barn, and something else, fear, sharp as ozone before a lightning strike. My phone buzzed, Lily from Ava's house. Dad, they're putting signs on every mailbox. Ava's mom says they're selling the barn for a pool. I called Tom Riley, my attorney since Grace's estate, voicemail. Fishing in the San Juans till Wednesday. Every lawyer in front. Range County was conveniently booked. Suspicious? Hell yes. Vanessa's smirk replayed on loop. Timing is everything. That night I couldn't sleep, the house too quiet without Grace humming You Are My Sunshine, while she folded laundry, too loud with the echo of Vanessa's threat. The floorboards creaked under my pacing, same boards Granddad planed by hand, the ones that still hold the faint. Auction permit, 30 days public notice, proof of lien. They have nothing. Smart kid, smarter than me. Her fingers flew across the keys. nails painted the same blue as the wildflowers Grace used. Snowbanks with my tractor avoided eye contact, their minivans gleaming like accusations. Walt Brennan, 74, retired county surveyor, neighbor for 40 years, rolled up in his rust bucket Tacoma. Thermos of coffee strong enough to wake the dead, steam fogging his glasses. Ethan, I checked on your cattle twice a day like you asked. Yesterday, these clowns were here with tripods and clipboards. Told him to get, they said, HOA authority. Walt's hands shook, not from age, from fury. His knuckles were scarred from decades of pounding stakes into Colorado rock, the same hands that taught me how to read a transit when I was 12 and thought girls were gross. I dug out Granddad's survey, parchment thin, corners curled like old love letters, the ink faded but the lines still. Dated March 2022, signed Rajesh Patel, Summit Land Services. I never heard of either. Walt snorted, coffee sloshing. Rajesh is in Boulder, does ski resort plats for billionaires. Somebody's lying through their capped teeth. The cattle lowed in the pasture, their breath rising in clouds, and I swear I heard Grace's voice in the wind. Fight for it, Ethan. Fight like hell. Grace told me the cancer was back, her hand cold in mine, the stars so bright they hurt. This wasn't about 22 inches of dirt. This was about everything. Saturday, Vanessa hosted a pre-auction viewing, like she was selling the Taj Mahal. 3 buyers prowled my land. Denver flippers and Rolexes that caught the sun like warning beacons, a young couple holding hands and dreaming of horses. A shark-eyed investor sniffing title insurance like blood in the water. Vanessa led the tour in heels that sank into my pasture, pointing out development potential where my cattle grazed. Her voice dripping honey over broken glass. I sat on the porch, coffee gone cold, the same mug Grace bought at a flea market in Salida, chipped but still holding the ghost of her lipstick. Stolen property. The flippers bolted, tires spinning gravel. The couple looked sick, the wife's hand trembling on her husband's arm. The investor grilled Vanessa on liens. She dodged like a politician in a debate, her smile brittle as thin ice. My neighbor Tommy Alvarez, 23, Frontier Truth YouTube channel, filmed from his upstairs window, drone buzzing like an angry hornet. Ethan, this is nuts. I'm going live. I hesitated. Grace always hated publicity, said cameras stole your soul, but Lily nodded from the doorway, her eyes fierce. Let the world see, Dad. Let them see what they're doing to us. Tommy stream, HOA steals grieving ranchers' land. Live from the front lines. Hit 1,000 viewers in 10 minutes. 10,000 by noon. Comments poured in like a flash flood. Statute 38-33.3-316. HOAs can't auction without court-ordered lien and state permit. Elmwood Heights filed 0 permits. County Clerk Marisol Vega, voice warm as fresh tortillas. No record. She spread documents across my oak table like a general plotting D-Day. The same table where Grace taught Lily to roll pie crust, flour still ghosting the grain. Ethan, your ranch was explicitly. Signature forged with a scanner in a steady hand. Rajesh, furious, joined us via Zoom from his Boulder office, mountains behind him like a fortress. That's identity theft. I'm filing federal. My reputation is my livelihood. Rachel's eyes glittered like a kid on Christmas. Financial motive? Vanessa's brokerage, Harlow Premier Realty, had exclusive listing $168,000 commission on a $2.08 sale. Grayson's wife on payroll, Megan Pierce the HOA secretary doubling as Vanessa's assistant. Conspiracy stank worse than a feedlot in July, the kind of smell that clings to your clothes and your soul. Thursday, my kitchen became war room, the air thick with coffee and righteous fury. Rachel spread documents like a poker pro with a royal flush, 1967 deed, ironclad as the Rockies. Injunction, their supervisor muttering, we don't guard stolen goods. Vanessa tried bribing Marisol for a backdated permit in the county clerk's parking lot, caught on Marisol's phone. Shadow of my barn. Vanessa planning the seizure since Grace's funeral, targeting grief like a predator, faking notices to an email, missing the crucial "See Grace" added the day Lily was born. Tommy at 45K live, his voice cracking with emotion. My pulse hammered so hard I tasted metal, the same taste as the day Grace flatlined. Lily squeezed my hand, her palm cold but steady. We got this. Dad. For Mom. For Grandpa. I prayed she was right, because the alternative was a darkness I couldn't face. Saturday, 5:47 a.m., frost thick as sugar on the grass, the sky a watercolor of pink and gold bleeding across the Front Range. Supporters gathered, 300 strong and growing. Save Caldwell Ranch signs waving like battle flags in the dawn breeze, American flags snapping beside them. Grayson pale as milk beside her, flanked by Patriot Shield goons in knockoff tactical gear that looked like Walmart on Black Friday. Their boots left prints in my frost, prints I wanted to erase. With a branding iron, Rachel served the injunction for the third time, her voice calm as a judge. Vanessa Harlow, you are legally required to halt this auction. Vanessa ripped it with manicured nails, shrieking, "This is my community. I built this." Sheriff Martinez, a man who'd pulled my truck out of a ditch during the '03 blizzard, stepped forward, his hat casting a shadow like judgment. "Ma'am, that's destruction of court documents. Step back." Rajesh Patel strode forward, his surveyor's vest bright as truth, voice booming across the valley. "You forged my license, my name. You are under arrest for conspiracy to commit wire fraud, identity theft, forgery, and attempted grand larceny of real property." The cuffs clicked like a gavel, cold steel on tanned wrists. "Dr. Dirt where Grace's shadow used to fall." I yanked the auction banner with both hands, the stake coming free with a sound like a bone breaking, soil crumbling through my fingers, same dirt where Lily paid from the sale of her McMansion and her brokerage. Grayson got probation and a $90,000 fine, his medical license suspended pending ethics review. Elmwood Heights elected Clara Evans president in a landslide, her first act a handwritten apology nailed to my gate. "We were deceived. Your ranch is sacred." They rewrote the covenants on butcher paper in my kitchen, fired the management vultures, installed cameras at every meeting. Rajesh won $1.1 million in defamation, enough to send his daughter to Stanford. We held the first Legacy Ranch Freedom Fest under a sky so blue it hurt. 900 attendees, live music echoing off the barn, barbecue smoke curling like incense, raising $52,000, exact fake fine amount, for an anti-HOA abuse legal fund. Tommy's series hit 4.2 million views. Now required viewing in Colorado state property law courses. Lily's valedictorian speech, delivered under the same cottonwood where Grace taught her to read, brought 2,000 people to tears. Outside still straight as truth, posts blackened by sun and storm but unbowed. Every dusk I walked that line, hand on wood that held against forgery, greed, grief, the grain rough under my palm like. Ride in my arena under Lily's patient eye. Closure tastes like coffee on the porch swing where Grace and I planned a future that cancer stole, where Lily will one day rock her own kids and tell them how their grandpa stood when the world tried to take everything. But lean in close, smell the pine and the coffee and the honest sweat of a fight well fought, and stare into the fire with me. When community standards become a weapon sharper than any blade, when a typo can erase a lifetime of calluses and love, when grief is just another line item on a balance sheet calculated in A. Because some battles aren't about acres, they're about whether America still believes a man's home is his castle, or just another flip for the highest bidder, another commission for a predator in. After the fire, waiting for your answer.